the northern savanna of Ghana covers over 75% of the country's total area. This zone is characterized by erratic rainfalls, high temperatures, and degraded soils. Thus, its population is affected by land degradation and water scarcity.
This project started in 2011, and the objective is to have integrated landscape management of the environment through community-based implementing systems. We are also addressing the issue of protecting water bodies through planting through the riverine ecology, and then also trying to get employment to address their socioeconomic needs and reduce their poverty.
The Sustainable Land and Water Management Project, from our perspective, is the major instrument or intervention that can be used to solve the problems of the Upper East region. And not only the Upper East region, the Northern Savannah ecology as a whole. Because it looks at integrating the various technologies that will ensure environmental sustainability, agricultural productivity, and also provision of feed and fodder for livestock, as well as ensuring that the river systems maintain their integrity to support the livelihoods of the community members.
Some of the project's key achievements since 2011 include over 9,000 land users adopting SLWMP practices covering an area of 3,000 hectares, and more than 24,000 persons benefiting from the project interventions, of which 40% are women. Some of the pilot activities are the following.
The challenges we have is that of wildfires, land degradation due to overcutting and farming activities, and also for charcoal production. Under the SLWMP project, we are addressing all these challenges. We carrying out fire education, which is to address fire issues. We're forming fire volunteer squads to assist in the way of educating the communities. They are also helping us to fight fires in case they come out. So almost every community living around the forest reserve, we have our fire volunteers in there who are assisting. We still have a lot to do in sensitizing the communities to actually appreciate the need to preserve, because it's an age-long practice, like bushfires. So that is one of the challenges that the communities have to embrace and accept the concept itself. And we think under this project, we are setting the tone for others to also come on.
Basically, under the Sustainable Forest Management component, we are carrying out enrichment planting, green fire break establishment, carbon stock assessment, and a whole lot of activities. All the field activities that we do, basically is the community which does everything from peg cutting, line cleaning, pegging, planting, tending, fire ride, patrolling, fire suppression. All the activities that we carry out is the community we do. We only come in to give them the technical advice which they need so that they can carry it out effectively.
Fire! Safety! Fire! Safety! Fire! Safety!
There's an adage in Ghana that if you educate a woman, you educate a nation, and if you educate a man, you educate an individual. So this project educating maybe more ladies or young people in the community, they transfer those ideas to their children. They tell their children that when you plant more trees, this and this and this thing will happen, and it's continuous. And this project will be a very big one in the future.
Wildlife Division works in basically 3 units. We do law enforcement. We also do community collaborative resource management. And also we do conservation education. So sustainable land and water management project has helped us in all these 3 aspects. For example, we've received equipment like GPSs, vehicle, and then even operational funding. The next one is the conservation education. We receive monies for this kind of activity. And therefore, we are able to go to the communities, show wildlife films, do education, and tell them the benefits of conserving the environment so that they will see the relevance of the Gwele Resource Reserve into promoting their livelihood activities. For example, we have registered over 650 women in 8 communities along our boundaries. And we've allowed them to be picking shea nuts from our reserve. And by doing that, we've also signed a memorandum of understanding with an organic company, a company that buys organic products. And these women get what the market value of the shea nut at any year.
This community, Naverbie, it's a farming community. And they have the river Naverbie, which is just lying ahead of us. It used to have water throughout the whole season. And they used to use the water for their domestic use. They also get a lot of fish from the river. But of late, the river started silting. And the fish that they used to get, you no more get the fish. So when this project started, they said, okay, fine. In order to let this river come back to its normal, we will move away from the river and settle our farms far away from the river so that the siltation will no more take place. They also feel that this is also a secret area. So they want to create a buffer zone whereby no one enters, no bush burning, no nothing. This place used to be so bare. Now you can see that it's covered with so many trees. You can see it for yourself. So now with this, the river is sustained, and we hope that in the near future we'll get more water in the stream.
The main activities or the main purpose of the CRIMA is to help sustain or use our natural resource sustainably. And the activities we undertake is conservation of the natural resources, the environment. We also sensitize people on good farming practices. We also undertake alternative livelihood activities like beekeeping and minor microfinance activities. The role of the traditional authorities in the implementations is so much important and unaccountable. One, they help resolve land litigation issues with landowners. Two, they are the people when there are problems we contact for immediate solution. The expected results for the future is to make sure that everybody within the CRIMA zone benefits. Those things, they have not covered everybody. So some individuals have been covered. So we're just trying to set a target by certain period of time. We should be able to cover some number or percentage of the population within the community.
The challenges in this our community, especially to the soil, we have little rainfalls. And then at times too, when it rains, it degrades the land, the soil. So we have problems concerning the soil here, whereby we need to plant trees, we need to protect the environment so that the land will not be in a waste. We didn't know what to do, but they came and taught us how to bound the stones so that erosion will not take place. And then the nutrients from the soil cannot erode. So it's a good idea they have brought for us. we have started planting trees intersection with the local, the natural trees. So we believe that we'll protect them so that the trees in 3-4 years' time, the whole place will be covered with those long trees and other natural trees, and the environment will be cool.
This place, normally they can't even keep these grasses you are seeing today. They used to burn everything. But when we introduced this idea of protecting the buffer and introducing tree species to it, since 2012 we started with this intervention. There have never been any fire that have come into this. Some of the interventions are ongoing, which we have compost preparation and utilization, which is coupled with earth bonding to help not only increasing the soil fertility, but to see a way of how to stop runoff so that the little nutrient that you have applied, water doesn't at least run it off. A lot of the community members have actually been taken through series of trainings. One and foremost is the use of the A-frame. It's a tool that you use to identify contour so that you'll be able to get your bonds constructed. In total, you have about 500 people who have gone through series of training, and the males are not less than 240, while the females are about 260.
The land is basically sandy, very sandy. Before the project, farmers were plowing anyhow. They have stopped the tree felling. They used to plant any crop. Now their cropping system has changed. They know that there are certain crops, which we call leguminous crops, increase soil fertility. So they are always mindful when they are practicing their cropping systems. And when you talk about sustainable land and water management, women matter much, because when you are going to plant trees, they are the majority. And again, when you observe, the women are the major stakeholders of the household. They feed the children. Sometimes they even pay the school fees. So if you empower them, education will be better in the community.
The project has achieved positive impacts within the communities and the environment. Its goal now is to keep improving the livelihood support and food security aspects of the communities of the region.
Sustainable land and water management projects is a very important project to the people of Ghana. The approach that has been used is an interagency implementation approach. And on the ground, we are using an integrated approach where all issues from forestry, from agriculture, from environment, from water are discussed and brought together in one plan. And then during interventions, they are also brought together to support each other. If we don't do anything about it now, we will live to regret in the next very few years. We cannot overlook this. We need to intervene to save Mother Ghana. But we have to start from here because this is the upstream.